Good afternoon and welcome back to the workbench. So today I just wanted to do a quick little video about how to find the center tap on a speaker output transformer if you've got a multi-tap transformer like this one here. And specifically talking about for use in tube amplifiers, which is something I kind of want to play around with and just see what I can do just for fun. And so to that end I bought a couple of these little transformers from Jaycar. They're the cat number MM-1900. They're not actually designed for tube amplifiers. They're actually a PA line transformer. They're actually designed for PA systems like in a supermarket or department store or something. For connecting the speakers and the ceiling and that. So I thought I'd demonstrate this little trick I discovered while reading a forum about these transformers, and I'd show how that works. So to set it up you need a signal generator of some kind and also an oscilloscope. And you connect the oscilloscope probe to the speaker lines on the transformer. This is the secondary winding, so the output where you'd normally connect the speaker to, in this case 8 ohm speaker. And then you connect your signal input to the different taps on the transformer there. So we got 2 wires. This looks a bit confusing, but it's not really confusing. We have a permanently connected common wire, this black one here, that goes to one end of the primary winding on the transformer. And then you've got this red wire which is designed to select between the different taps on that winding. So if you were using your amplifier, your tube, whatever, in single-ended mode, you would just pick one of these taps that had the correct power rating or correct impedance, whatever, for what you needed, and then you'd connect your output just to these 2 wires here. But if you were doing a push-pull amplifier configuration and you wanted to have the primary split into 2 halves and drive the two sides with 2 tubes, obviously, you need to find out what point is the center tap, because if you don't get the center tap correct, then your signal is going to get distorted and it's not going to work properly, and it's probably going to sound absolutely terrible. So to find that out, the quick trick to do is to put the signal in here and measure the output and see the amplitude of the wave output, and make sure they're the same both sides of the center tap that you've chosen. Now I've already done this test and you can see I've marked the 2 watt tap as being the center tap, but I'll just demonstrate the difference between when you choose a tap that isn't the center tap and one that is. So let's choose the correct center tap, the 2 watt tap. Now it's also worth noting which other end of these is the other end of the primary windings. Like I said, this black wire is one end, and one of these taps, one of these connections, will be the other end. In this case it's the 0.5 watt connection. You can verify that by just doing a resistance check with your multimeter between the common wire and all of these, and just find which one has the highest reading. That'll be the other end. Anyway, so I'll connect my common of the signal generator to the center tap via this little terminal block here, and if I actually switch it on, it'll probably be useful. Now, if I connect this to the common wire and we look on the scope here, we see we get a waveform. If I can just adjust this, I'm not sure if you can see the graticules on here, but it's about a little bit over 1 division in amplitude on the screen there. And if I choose the other end of the winding, you see the amplitude of the signal is practically identical. It's also just over 1 division, and we can see therefore that the around the center tap point we get the same amplitude, so therefore the turns on this winding here are symmetrical around this point that I've connected to. But if I try a point which isn't symmetrical, so let's try the 5 watt tap for example, and I connect the thing here, we notice straight away this amplitude is larger. It's about 1.5 divisions, maybe just over 1.5. And if I try again the other end though, we will see the amplitude is actually much smaller. So you can see these are not balanced, and trying to use that configuration would obviously result in the poor performance, distortion, etc., whatever. And again, if I also do that with the other one here, we see in fact we get the opposite. On this end we get the under 1 division waveform, and on this end we get one that's about 1.5. So in both of these cases the output is not symmetrical, not the same. But if we choose the 2-watt tap, we get the just over 1 volt, 1 division, not 1 volt, signal on that end and also on that end. So yeah, we can say this one here is the center tap. If we were to drive that in a push-pull configuration, it should theoretically work. And obviously, this being a speaker transformer, you'd need to make sure your input signal is within the audible range, the standard range you'd use for something like this. So I've got a 1 kilohertz signal here, which makes sense. Obviously, you wouldn't want to test it at like 20 megahertz or something, because that would just be, I don't know, would that even give you any result? Would it cause damage? I'm not sure, but definitely wouldn't really make any sense. So you obviously want to try a actual audio frequency. There you go. That's how you test the output, test the transformer there, and find the center tap. So hopefully that's useful to someone. Hopefully I'll be able to actually build something with this in the future. Who knows? Anyway, stay tuned and see what happens, and I'll see you next time.